Drogba indirdi ceza. Snyder. Snyder gol! Allah'ım gol! Muslera. Fernando Muslera. Golün adı Muslera. Sarıyoglu. Drogba. This is incredible.
Merhaba. Welcome to episode 82 of the Lion's Den, a Galatasaray podcast. Done by the community, for the community. From all over the globe, I'm back. Back as your host, Samet. I'm back with the GOAT, the Oracle, the Mobster. Of course, the main host, I'd say. Emre, Big Papa. How you doing?
I'm an Oracle
From New York,
now,
America.
Huh? What?
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't name anything else. My boy,
Gave me so many titles.
The best host of the Lions Den.
You see what some is trying to do here is,
The carrier.
make me the main host so he can keep going and taking his vacations.
To be fair,
Honestly,
on
Emre.
Discord, your role is named Adamson Emre, so you definitely qualify
Yeah.
for it.
Emre, to be fair, he's not making you the main host. You are making yourself the main host because you're just doing a much better job than Samet. And it's not just being here, it's also when you are here, you do a much better job. So just want to say that real quick. Right, Samet?
Okay. Yeah. With that said, I wanted to say, Emre, you're the best man, the best person in New York. And speaking of,
Wow.
then you have the
Yasin.
worst person in New York, which is Yasin, who's also here today, as you've heard. How are you doing, Yasin? You know what? I'm not asking
brought
you.
to you by the worst person in the Netherlands. What's up, Samet? How's it going?
We have two here today, which is also a long lost fan, listener, podcast host, whatever. Salih, historian, he's back with us, just like me.
Yep.
How are you doing, Salih? Just gonna ignore Yasin, yeah.
I'm doing fine. Yep, long lost brother, just like you. We haven't been on since apparently like December, November-ish. That's been a really long time.
Nah,
No, it's true. I keep track. You know me. I keep track of all of this. And your last appearance...
Pull out your Excel sheet.
Exactly. I have the receipts. Your last appearance was 2nd of December. Mine was the 27th of November, which is even worse.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's been a really
Last
long
year.
while. Exactly.
And
Yeah, 1 year
and-
ago.
And
Yes.
and what do you guys have to say about that?
Nadim, bro, how should I put it? I'm like, Ziyech when I'm not here. Once I am actually here, I do perform. But the rest of the time, I'm just on vacation. And I don't know about Samet. I guess he's in Dombele, ordering those hamburgers to his hotel room or whatever.
He just called you fat, Samet.
I didn't say that. I called him
Holy
black.
shit.
Actually, no. I shouldn't say that. They say.
Damn. But Yasin, hesap mı soruyorsun lan?
No, I was just Emre, I don't know about you, bro, but I thought these two might apologize to not just you and me, but to John and everybody and all the listeners. Where the fuck have you guys been?
Yeah, they're constantly asking, where's the episode? Where's the guys?
Yeah. You guys, you listeners don't see it, and sometimes we have listeners that reach out to us on our Lions Den Twitter account, which has been kind of quiet thanks to Samet. He's absent there as well. But
You know why? You know why?
Hold on. I'm not done.
Go ahead.
So people reaching out on Twitter and Instagrams, saying, "Hey guys, where's episodes?" And all Samet does is take screenshots and sends it to our group chat.
That's a lie.
And that's it. But
Go ahead.
where is he to be
guilt trips
seen?
us while he's part of it himself. Like,
Exactly. Classic Samet moves.
That's a lie. It's all because of Yasin. He made an Alperen Şengün Twitter account and he's fully focused on that. Like he's not dedicating anything to the community of Galatasaray people anymore. And that's the reason. He's just a scumbag. I don't know. He also has a Fenerbahce Twitter account. I think it's called, what is the equivalent of Sami and Haber and the Fenerbahce?
Max the Lantern?
It's like Eyüp Love Fed.
Yeah,
some shit like that, bro.
dumbass account. Yeah. Exactly.
No, but I've been here, bro.
But no.
You can't tell the fans otherwise, man. The listeners, I've been here.
All right. Real reason. Okay. We had a boy band feud. We broke up a few times. I had some issues with Yasin. Nah, that's the usual, honestly. Nah, jokes aside. It's been tough, man. It's been tough. Alea's growing up. I have a daughter, for the ones that don't know. Teething a lot, late nights. On top of that, work. I've been traveling a lot lately, so I haven't been really home a lot. A lot in France, Paris, and back and forth and back and forth. And then, yeah. Also, honestly, partially, it's also because of the Super League.
Yeah.
And how dumb people are within Turkey. Sorry to say this, but it's just so frustrating sometimes to see weird ass shit happening. And on top of that, the dumb shit that the Twitter accounts are busy with ever since Elon Musk put that advertising revenue sharing thing, people are just posting dumber and dumber shit by the day. Yeah, it's a all coherent piece of reasonings why I'm not haven't been there lately. What's your excuse, Salih?
Yep, here it comes.
You have no wife, no kids. You're single. You're living the life.
I'm not the only one here, by the way.
What's your excuse?
Yeah. My excuse. That's a very good question. I actually don't really have a legit excuse or anything. Like, I guess just busy too, or not really feeling like it. And as of late, John's shift changed. I'm not like blaming it on John, by the way, but his shift changed too as well a bit, as he's now available much later. I know that Emre has been working out more and taking priority in that, which is also very good, of course. Yasin, I guess he's busy with I'm Schengen. I don't know, but
guys.
I don't look when the pod is at 3 or 4 a.m. I rather have 3 Americans on than me joining with one other person, because I really enjoy listening to you guys as well. I'm a fan of the pod myself, even though I'm also part of it. So yeah, I guess like that. I was on the background a bit, and glad to be back, because this is a perfect time for me. It's 8 p.m. right now, which is doable. It will be doable for the foreseeable future, as the Ramadan is starting soon as well. So this would be, this time kind of would be after iftar, basically, for us. So yeah.
For the ones who actually do the Ramadan, of course.
Yeah, for the ones. I'll be participating as usual. And it starts tomorrow. Yeah, perfect time to join in.
Yeah, good stuff for the ones that participate. And it's okay for the ones that don't participate.
Yeah, of course.
Just to say that, there's no
judgment.
No judgments at all. To each their own. That's what we believe in. Live and let live, So don't do that stuff. Anyway. Emre, how are you?
Back to you.
Back to me, huh? 360 degrees back to me. I'm doing okay, like I said. I'm doing all right. Looking forward to start talking about Galatasaray finally after 3 weeks?
Nah, that's second level when I'm here. Any interesting stuff that happened in America?
Nah. I don't know. Not much is happening, but this year we're going to be having a
election.
Quite feisty election, yeah.
Yeah.
You said, you think Turkish Twitter is bad. Wait till you see American Twitter when it comes to politics. It's even worse. But the memes are funny. Yeah. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. All right. Yasin, did we ask how you're doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Same shit, different day.
You sound happy. I'm just like I am happy.
Yeah, bro. Fenerbahce just won. I'm excited, man. What are we going to tell you?
Yeah, good to hear. So, when was the last episode? I think I listened to Ankara Gücü. Was it after Sparta Prague?
Yeah. So we missed quite a bit since then, unfortunately.
So after that came Karagümrük, I think, where we got kicked out of the Turkish league.
You mean the Turkish Cup?
Yeah, the cup. Yeah, my bad.
Rusty, man. That's what happens when you're not on for a while.
Yeah, I know. Especially after the Sparta game, I was so pissed off. We don't need to deep dive into those games. We're out of the European league. We're out of the Turkish Cup. The only thing we have currently is the Turkish Super League, which we are at first place in the standings right now. And don't forget the Super Cup.
Yep.
That still needs to be played. Do you have any information on when that's going to be played?
April 7th.
Okay. Oh, interesting. April 7th.
Yeah.
In Turkey, right?
yeah.
Şanlıurfa.
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 Yeah.
Okay, nice. That sounds awesome. And then, does anyone know when we're going to have that friendly with Roma? I'm still waiting for that with Zaniolo. Because that was one of the deals of this transfer terms, yeah?
Yeah. Well, who knows how reliable these terms are and what they mean anymore, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We can just cancel his whole contract based on that. Well. So, Sparta Prague, Ankara Gücü, Karagümrük, what else did we miss out on?
Beşiktaş.
In terms of games. Beşiktaş, the win. Okay. It was quite a boring match, if I remember.
The slamming of Rizespor.
And the slamming of Rizespor. That's why we're here. 4 beautiful goals. Before we go into that game, any other news, interesting points that you want to raise?
No, I think not at the top of my mind.
Yeah, no. I'm sure there is, but nothing's coming to my mind right now.
Okay. The biggest news is probably just us, being out of the Europa League and our feelings towards it, because in all honesty, we did expect us to maybe pass through or not. And I've heard that the opinions have been pretty divided on this topic.
I was going to shit on John. He was so confident in the last podcast against Sparta Prague.
I mean, I was there with him. And is it really worth shitting on that sort of an opinion? I mean, we'll talk about it and why we got kicked out and all.
Especially after Copenhagen, yes, it's worth on shitting on John, because look what Copenhagen did to us. And then look what Prague did after. So, yes, it's bullshit. Never underestimate your fucking enemies.
I think I agree with you, by the way, but it's also just a matter of putting ourselves at a different level too, right? Like, you have to kind of raise the expectations of what your team can do. And I think everybody can agree that our performance against Sparta was just not Galatasaray level. Like, it's not our usual standard. Put Sparta's performance aside for a second. They played well. They tried hard. They really wanted to win, and they did. But if you focus on our performance, which is, the premise of John and my opinion, which is we should be beating them, is with the assumption that we're going to play at Galatasaray level, We're going to have the desire to play in Europe. I think we can all collectively agree, Galatasaray in Europe tries hard. We want to always win. We perform better at a different level. We're not playing teams that are sitting back and we don't have the excuse of, we can't play our game. It's an open game in Europe, and we were just not able to perform. It looked like we just did not care. It was a super lackluster performance, and I think that deserves criticism. So that's one side of it. That's one side of it.
I don't think we were lackluster or that we didn't care. It's just certain circumstances within 2 games happen and you just end up losing. It's like football. And I've said this before, like, anything can happen, especially when you are missing players and pieces to the team that can cause other teams to take advantage of. Like Berkan.
Yeah, I think that's
especially
the other half
if you don't have one consistent game, like Fatih Terim usually has. And you're changing up everything for each different opponent.
I don't really see that as a completely negative thing. And I mean, we do have a consistent game, but it's not like unheard of for coaches to change a little bit of their tactics, depending on the opponent. You know what I mean? And you utilize what you have and you play to that player if you can. But I do agree with some things that Yasin is saying. Like, okay, we should have won. I expected more of a holding game towards Sparta away, right? Instead, we could have lost that game before the red card even happened, and then we just completely tanked from there. And one criticism I do have of Okan Hoca is that he's incapable of playing defensively by sitting back, and our counters we don't have any counters. We cannot counter for anything. And that is one of my biggest criticisms.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's too bad we can't combine the Terim game with Okan Buruk's game. That'd be
how are you gonna do that?
Amazing. I don't know. Do you know anyone that's called Fatih Buruk or something like that? We can hire him.
I don't know.
My opinion, I
How's
don't.
Fatih Terim doing at Panathinaikos?
He's good.
Yeah.
He's not desired a lot by the Greek fans because they had a really good coach before Fatih Terim, and the consensus is, yeah, fuck this Turkish old dude. He should go because they lost their best coach. But they do agree their defensive abilities have gotten way up, and they're doing not that bad with Terim. But yeah, he had a few losses, and I think they're almost out of the race. That's why
Wow.
it's gotten worse. But in general, good stuff.
What were you saying, Salih?
At his age.
Now, like, what I wanted to say more is, okay, this may sound a bit obvious or not, but okay, like, in terms of the game, of course, we're all disappointed, but I still don't think we were necessarily that bad considering the team that we had up. Yes, in attack, especially second half, like even beginning of second half, we looked kind of, toothless, but we really only started falling apart after that red card, in my opinion, because like Emre said, we can't really sit back. We still had the advantage, was it a draw? But instead, after conceding the first goal, we just, went for it and started conceding more, and that's how we, in the end, lost the game. But I still don't blame this on Okan Buruk itself. I mostly blame this on the unit team, to be really honest. Like, we went out there with Berkan Kutlu at left back. Like, he was getting cooked by that.
Preciado, he hasn't scored a goal ever until he played Berkan and scored both games back to back.
He's good. We should get that kid. He's good.
Dives a bit too much, but yeah, he looked good. So, like, knowing that this basically just comes down to the current transfer, because we've seen now that he's actually a pretty decent player, and knowing that you wouldn't want to keep Angelou in the first place, you knew that like months before, and then you still get a player from a second Bundesliga, and you still get him too late and can't register him in time for the UEFA competition. Like, I think this loss is mostly due to, in my opinion, the board's incompetence more than Okan or the players necessarily failing us. Yes, you could say that the quality that we put up front in terms of names should have played like Sparta Prague out of the water, but I personally don't really share that opinion of what I saw, at least online.
Mm-hmm.
And also what you just said, like the Fatih Terim Okan Buruk compares, I also don't really get that as much. I find them kind of similar in a way, like not one for one, of course, but like play style wise, I don't think they're that different, honestly. Like,
well, there's very specific about Okan Buruk and his pressing game, which, it depends what Fatih Terim has in terms of players as well. So we saw a very different Galatasaray when we were against Barcelona, for example, and in the league that season with the Chikildaus and stuff with the Romanians. So I think that was the first time where we saw a difference in gameplay. But enough about Europe, honestly. What happened with Kasımpaşa then? Like, what went wrong there?
Kasımpaşa?
About that?
You mean Karagümrük?
Oh yeah,
so
Karagümrük. God damn, I'm rusty as fuck. Yeah, come over, man.
I missed that game completely, so I'll leave that to y'all to talk about.
Honestly, I watched the game a bit, like, not fully focused, but like a bit on the side. What I just mainly saw is how a random striker that I've never seen before, that Markau guy, just completely shred us apart. Like, he's a tank of a unit. He just walked through and waltzed through our team very easily. And not only that, I think this game was more, I was kind of surprised more so that Fatih Karagümrük were actually able to like string some passes together. And we ourselves looked like god awful. This was a very bad display by us.
Do you know why?
I mean, we had. Do I know why? I guess
why do you think that is?
Our front line just didn't click at all. I would say like Tete, Kerem.
I think it's the midfield. That was the problem. Your midfield was Kerem Aktürkoğlu, Sergio Oliveira, and Berkan Kutlu.
Yeah.
Okay, and like we all know, Kerem is not a number 10. He's not going to be able to be a holding midfielder. Like, look at what he was doing versus what Feghouli was doing for Karagümrük.
I forgot about him.
Absolutely
What a masterclass.
ran a train through our team.
I almost saw
day.
Zidane in him because his ball.
It was insane, exactly. Our midfield, it was just a terrible midfield. I understand.
You're forgetting, bro. It's Ramadan Feghouli.
Ramadan. No, I mean, we're not at Ramadan yet, but close enough, I suppose.
He's edging.
Yeah. Yeah. He's powering up. Anyway, midfield was completely non-existent, and they just kept coming nonstop. And eventually, they found the goals. You know, they got through our defense, which was almost non-existent. If it'll happen if you keep conceding all these, you know, set pieces, set plays, etc., and we missed a lot too. Like Salih said, we couldn't string together anything. Well, Barış Yılmaz he was like trying to do his best. He was like still decent, but Tete and Zaha was just not it. Tete was so bad he came out at the halftime. That's how bad he was. And we started bringing out players that, you know, that are in the full, like first, you know, A squad. I understand Okan Hoca wanted to rest everybody for the Beşiktaş game, but it was kind of rough. I don't know. I don't know. We're spread thin, and it's kind of like a slight blessing, in my opinion, that we're out of the Europa League and slightly Turkish Cup. I understand this is Galatasaray. We need to be going for every cup there is. Yes, I believe that too. But we simply cannot risk, you know, like, oh, I want both cups, but you end up losing out on both because you got greedy. You know what I mean? You're spread way too thin.
It's funny because right before the Sparta away game, Mertens said, I'm really enjoying life. We're still in the running for 4 cups. Who can say that still in March?
Then, yeah.
Or February. And right after, you know, bam, out of the UEL. Bam, out of the Turkish one.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. He jinxed it. I blame Mertens.
Jinxed it way too hard. That's true. Yeah, that's been brought up quite a few times, actually, that quote.
Oh, yeah? Oh, I didn't know.
Oh, we got 2 cups left.
So, Yasin, what do you think of all this?
Well, I think it was right before the Karagümrük game. We already knew Fenerbahçe got knocked out at that point, right? They played the day before us. And I asked the entire group, I'm like, guys, how would you feel if we got knocked out today as well? And some of the guys were just like, maybe it's not a bad thing. Because after this knockout stage, which is what that Karagümrük game was, I think it's a 2-legged race after that, right? You play 2 games against the next team, 2 games against the next team. That makes an already very busy schedule even busier. And then you compare it to the team that you're in the title race with, which is one single team, Fenerbahçe. You're all of a sudden at a disadvantage. And nothing's guaranteed, right? Because we still have to play maybe the likes of, I think, Trabzon or Beşiktaş that's still in the Turkish Cup, which are not easy teams. Just because we are a much better squad, that doesn't mean they're going to be easy games. It could be injuries. It could be just tired legs. And I think even in the last stretch of games, we've seen a relatively tired team, in my opinion. Like, the guys look tired after that Sparta away and home game.
I hate those excuses.
Look, I do too. I'm not saying it's an excuse for anything. I'm just saying what I'm seeing, and it looked like we've had a tired team. But if you think about it, Samet, we also have had injuries. Davinson Sanchez, Ziyech, Apo, exactly. We're playing with Berkan playing center midfield, left back, center back. We have Kaan Ayhan who's playing midfield, center back, right back while injured. Like, this is not ideal. We have Mertens playing long stretches of games, not only because he deserves it, but he's also just not necessarily fit to play that type of game 90 minutes a game. Our options behind him are Kerem, which we just talked about with Emre, is not fit for that position, which we've been talking about for a while now. You have Tete, who on the right wing is inconsistent. You have Zaha, who's mentally checked out. So a mix of injuries, a mix of unfortunate losses, being kicked out of both Europe and the Cup game. It's been a tough stretch of games for us, and that's tiring mentally and physically. So for us to get kicked out of Europe obviously sucks. I'm really pissed about it. But the Turkish Cup, it is what it is. Especially now that I know that Fenerbahce is also kicked out. It's like, all right, if we're not winning it, Fenerbahce is not winning it. All right, let everybody else who's not in the title race figure it out between themselves. It gives all these other teams a little bit of incentive to kind of keep going forward. That's better for the league and whatnot. But now we can really focus on what's important. And the reason why I say it's important is because the Turkish league means Champions League next year if you win it. It's still not guaranteed, but it puts you in a very comfortable situation to get that 20, 30, 40 million euros again. And that has to be the most important thing, because you guys saw winning the Turkish league alone or the Turkish Cup, the prize money is like
peanuts.
Peanuts, man. It's fucking terrible. So
the format's changing, right?
Next year. I just wanted to point that out. It's like no longer whoever gets the championship, even if we go up 8th or 7th place in the coefficients, that doesn't mean we're going to get Champions League direct qualification anymore. It's literally based on your UEFA rankings as a club now. That's what I've heard.
I think that does sound familiar.
Okay, but still, like, it's going to be a different format. If we get a spot in the Champions League,
yes, it's going to be a bit. I guess to target towards the Yasin, it's going to be a bit NBA-like. You have the regular season, you know,
with wild cards and shit.
Then you go into like the playoffs. So it's just a huge league now, and I believe the first, from what I remember, the first 8 teams go, they qualify directly, and then from 8 till 24, from 9 till 24, they have to play playoffs to then qualify.
Yeah.
And the bottom, so 25 till 36, I think are like disqualified or knocked out, I should say, completely. So they can't even go to like the Europa League anymore or a Conference League. Like you're just out of Europe.
And 2 spots are wildcards.
Yeah, I don't exactly know on how the teams are selected yet. I haven't checked that out. I just know the format a bit and how it's going to work. But
how are wildcards selected, Yasin, in the NBA? Is Schengen a wildcard?
Schengen a wildcard. It's the 9th and 10th place teams, and it's not really a wild card, is it? I think it's more like a play-in situation.
Oh, yeah, they play off. They do playoff too, right? I think.
Yeah, playoff is, there's the 2 conferences, Western Conference. Why are we talking about this, bro? Like,
yeah, but it's kind of similar though. Maybe to put it into perspective.
It is. It has added value. Yasin, you have added value for once.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, we'll talk a little bit more about all that, I think, later in the season, right? I was just trying to point out that focusing on the league and winning is the most important thing for next season, and all that. So let's focus on that. We have 1 game with Fenerbahce. That's a huge opportunity to kind of maybe knock them out a little bit mid-season. I think they have a couple tough games before and after our Super Cup game. So a lot of the rest of the season, I think it's 8 games left, 9 games left, plus the game against Fenerbahce in the Super Cup. It's primed for us to kind of do our thing. I think we're in Istanbul for a good stretch of games here. Playing against your rival in the middle of the season is huge. If you can beat them in good fashion, even if it's a 1-0 boring win, it kind of lowers their morale and increases ours. It's a nice little taste of what's to come at the end of the season. So it is what it is, man. No point in getting terribly upset about getting kicked out of the Turkish Cup. Europe is another situation, but hopefully it's motivation to do well this season and get back into the Champions League where we belong.
Let's see it as a blessing in disguise. We can full focus on the league and inshallah be the champions that we deserve to be.
Which is what we've been doing, right? So hopefully we can keep it up. We beat Antalya 2-1. We beat Beşiktaş 1-0. And now Rize 6-2. So just keep on pushing.
So let's go to the Rize game.
Are we skipping the Beşiktaş game?
You don't have anything?
You don't want to talk about the derby even a little bit?
Do you? I mean, it's a small club. Do we need to talk about the Beşiktaş game? Rize is bigger, right?
Yeah,
if you want to say a few words, go ahead. But it was very boring game to watch. My God, awful.
But
worst game I watched ever.
But still, it's still a significant win, even though it was absolutely dreadful. And you're right. Like both sides didn't really create that much. The winning goal is an own goal as well. But
Ismail kid looked good.
The who?
Who?
Ismail kid from Beşiktaş.
Ismail? Who's Ismail? I know the kid up front is Semi, Kılıçsoy and...
Or is it Semi? Maybe it's Semi.
Semi was not even good. I think you're thinking of Mucci.
Ernest Mucci.
I don't know. Someone was good.
Someone.
on their team.
Mostrati was good, right? He was really good for us.
Yeah, for us. Yeah, right. But I just want to say that this is like our first win in their new stadium, basically against Beşiktaş, which is, in my opinion, very huge. Our record has been bad away to Beşiktaş. Like we've, I think, drawn.
Wait, new stadium? What?
Yeah, they have a new stadium. I mean, new Derken.
Well, it's not really new anymore, is it? But I think Samet's reaction kind of tells the whole thing. They've been at that stadium for God knows how many years now, and we finally
8 years, 9 years.
Yeah, 2017, I think, or 16, somewhere.
Which stadium?
Bro, oh my God, Samet.
No, bro.
Yes, the one they're currently in right now.
Vodafone Arena, bro. The one right by the water.
You think that's new?
Oh my God.
Well, we're saying it's not really new, but the point is, like, it's our first time fucking winning there since it was launched,
reopened.
Right? I'm such an ass. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's just all I wanted to say. Like, I think this is, like I said, a huge win. We didn't create much, but still to get it over the line and be done with it. Another, you could say, curse broken by Okan Buruk or record broken, whatever.
In one season, he managed to beat. Yeah, I just wanted to touch on that. In one season, he broke 2 curses. The Trabzon away game, we haven't won away to Trabzon as well since they opened their stadium, I think. Something like that.
Their new stadium.
Yeah, their new stadium. It opened yesterday. And the Beşiktaş one. So he's doing really good work, I suppose. His derby record is insane.
Yeah, true.
Absolutely.
But yeah, besides that, would I rewatch this? No, definitely not.
I would never. I didn't even bother watching the highlights. I usually watch the highlights after every game. This one,
I get that. To get like a good feeling, but this one, like, what did really happen there? No, not much. So
we got the early goal and we just sat back. I think this was how he was supposed to play against Sparta, but he didn't play this way. He played way more reserved, way more like an away team, rather than like, pressing high all the time. I don't know. We played okay. Like, it was bad, but that was because Beşiktaş wasn't good. They weren't doing anything. And it's just both teams were fighting each other to like not have the ball, basically. So many misplaced passes.
And also, by the way, fuck their fans, man. What the fuck was that? All the
that's another thing. And dude, I don't know did they get a ban on their stadium for the fans? Like, holy crap, bro. Khan got hit in the face, and I think Barış got hit in the face too with a bottle.
Also,
we need Morutan there.
Also, when
we need Morutan to save them.
Mirbay was gonna take the corner, right? He's getting bombarded by all these bottles, and then Cenk Tosun has like the audacity to say, like, I don't know what he said, but he probably cursed and like, just take the corner.
And Dai is just standing there, like, what are you gonna do about it?
Battle of the German Turks.
Oh yeah, that's actually true. Yeah, that's true.
I wonder if they were cursing at each other in German or Turkish there. I want to say German. But yeah, shit game. Definitely not much to talk about there. We didn't even score a goal. We won 1-0 without scoring. That's how shitty it was. But we got the clean sheet. We won. We got the 3 points. And that's it.
That's what matters.
We have one derby left in the league, I should say.
Damn, is that true?
We have, the Fenerbahce derby. Meanwhile, Fenerbahce has 3, including us.
19th May. Might be there.
Damn, bro. I'm looking at the rest of our games. It's like, it really is in our control, man. Wow. Okay. Very good. Very good.
Like, out of those 9 games, we play 5 times in Istanbul as well. No, that's also very nice to have. We don't need to travel as much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are playing a lot of relegation teams, so it might be difficult. Again, don't look at the schedule and think, we don't have any derbies. No, we do have a couple of hard games that are coming up.
For sure. I think every game from now on is difficult. Of course, I said everything's in our hands. That's true.
No.
But a lot of these teams, it's the last stretch of the season every single year where teams all of a sudden stop fucking around and just try and win every single game. I think they get incentives. I mean, you have to believe it too, right? We're in the race with Fenerbahce. They want us to lose points. We want them to lose points. I wouldn't be surprised if every single team that plays against us gets some sort of prim, some sort of incentive to win against us, to draw against us. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's vice versa either, because every single point counts from now on. So we can't go into these games thinking, no, it's fucking Hatay or Kasımpaşa, like you just said. And we need to really focus. And we can do that now, which is a good part. We don't need to think about the Europa League game that's next week or the cup game that's next week. It's just one game at a time here. Yeah. Championship mode.
We have a national team break coming up soon as well, so that'll give the players an opportunity to rest up and really get back into the season fully focused and re-energized. So I'm looking forward to that break as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's move to the Rizespor game then. Maybe we can start with the XI. So, as usual, we had Fernando Muslera at the goal, Kaan Ayhan at right back, Victor Nelson right centre back, Berkan Kutlu instead of the usual Abdul Kerem. Oh my God, I'm butchering names.
All right, I'll take it from here. Derek Cohn.
No, I wanted to Derek Cohn.
Samet doing his best Yasin impression. Go ahead.
It's Derek Cohn, by the way. Like Özil Cohn. But and then up top in the middle, you have Lucas Torreira with Kerem Demirbay. And then on the right side, Barış Alper Yılmaz. In the center, Dries Mertens. On the left, we have Kerem, Aktürkoğlu, and then Mauro Icardi. I think, first of all, what I noticed, like, my God, where has our defense gone? Like, we had Sasha Boye on the right. Who do we have? We have Kaan Ayhan. We had Sanchez, who's been doing amazing. Instead, we have Nelson, which is not bad. I'm going to be honest.
No, Nelson's been very good.
Yeah. But Berkan Kutlu instead of Abdul Kerim. I don't know, man. I don't know. And then we have my new love, Derek Cohn. It's like so
Bowie.
Convenient. It's like, I don't know. When Sasha left, I had a heartbreak. And I just fell in love again with Derek. So it's okay. But that's how I feel about him. He's just amazing. Yeah, and then his first goal as well in this game out of 6. And then we had Lucas Torreira's first goal as well. And then we had Dayı with a hat-trick.
His first hat-trick.
Ever?
Yeah.
Ever.
Okay.
A lot of firsts in
that
this
was
game.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And then Icardi, of course, finishes it up. While it's while doing Women's Week. It's Women's Week, so also congratulations to all the women.
Also, Muslera's 400th official game for Gala. So a lot of special little.
One goal. Did you know? It's that one penalty. I didn't know.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I mean it's not completely surprising either, right? Given he's a goalie, the fans called for him to take.
Nah,
the penalty.
he's like, I'm not messing up that number 1. It's like my jersey.
Yeah, it would have been a little disrespectful too, but it would have been cool because it was Rizespor, which we all hate very much. Nothing against Rize or the people there. It's just the club and the team.
Can you remind some fans why we hate Rizespor?
I don't think I need to remind anybody who's a Gala fan why we don't like Rizespor, do I?
For new fans, I don't know.
Yeah, it seems to be a consistent thing every year. Every time we play Rize over the last 5-6 years now. They play their hardest against us, and it's not just playing hard. They try to injure us, and they often do injure us.
They did, yeah.
So we've lost a lot of players for short and long periods of time because of these games against Rize and how they go into tackles versus us. So it's just very frustrating to play against them. Their president, I think in the past, has spoken publicly against Gala and the way that we apparently play or don't play against them. I don't even remember the details now. I think he threatened a ref that was refereeing the game between us with a gun or something like that. There's a lot of random events in the past I can't even keep track of, but we definitely don't like Rizespor. So this was a nice little victory in many ways.
Yeah. So in general, do you have anything to say before we go into the details of the game, about the game?
Berkan Kutlu was surprising, right? Emre, do you want to talk about that one?
What, Berkan?
Yeah.
Do you like Berkan Kutlu? Let me ask that first.
Do I like him as a person or a player? Two different things you're asking me.
Both.
As a person, he seems like a great dude. He's one of the guys that really made Sasha Bowie feel at home. Because, like, even when, like, before you can see how much time they spent together, and during Bowie's...
He's Gurbetçi, right?
Yeah, he's also Swiss, I believe, right? Swiss-born, Swiss native.
I think he came from Switzerland, yes.
Yeah, so he speaks French and German.
Right, so he
That's
made
amazing, man.
Bowie feel at home. So I have no, suspicion of his character outside of football. But inside of football, we all know he's very limited in terms of what he can do and what he's capable of. And we can't really, if he did bad this game, can I really say anything bad about him? No, I would have to, put it on Okan Buruk because he knows what Berkan is capable of and what he's not capable of. And he's not capable of being a defender. But that being said, he didn't really have to do that much defending in terms of one-on-ones because the way we play doesn't really leave room for those type of, situations. It did happen once or twice, but didn't happen that often. And Berkan really does what Okan Buruk wants him to do. Because what does our defenders do? Well, as soon as someone in the midfield gets the ball, he wants those defenders to go and mark him immediately. And Berkan is fast and he's athletic, so he's able to do what he was able to do. So he looked good in this game. But is he enough for any other team? Rize is not a big team, right? They're players at a certain level. You wouldn't play Berkan Kutlu at center back against Sparta or any other team that has some tooth in them. But
do you feel he played center back though this game?
He played more of a 6.
He was more of a DM.
Yeah, he played like a 6. Defender.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he did fine, but again, would I trust him to be there consistently? No, absolutely not. Because there's gonna be better teams that play against us that could. Or, coaches that can see, Berkan Kutlu is not going to be able to do X, Y, and Z. They'll try to use his weaknesses against us. And he has a lot. So, I don't know.
Did you have something else in mind?
How insane.
In terms of XI? I believe you did. I mean, I feel like the fan base did have something else in mind. And I think you and I shared kind of the same thought, as in,
I was saying maybe you can leave... You can put Khan at center back and Barış at right back, but that's, again, we don't know what Khan is capable of because he's playing injured right now, right? So, I don't know. It's the coach is right when he wins, so.
That's true. That's definitely true.
And you can't really trust Tete. What I will say is I actually did like Zaha playing at the right wing this game. I don't know what you guys feel about that. I actually liked what Zaha did when he came in for Barış when he went to right back.
I felt like, what people criticize about Zaha is, Yasin already mentioned before, his what should I say, his Instagram or his mental, as in, you keep posting these sad things or that, hey, the fans don't like me, etc. But
yeah,
what other thing process about Zaha, and I guess, I don't want to sound qualified, but for someone who watched Zaha a bit more, I feel like he just forces these dribbles way too much and he keeps losing them, which is really frustrating. But what he did this game much better is he kept it more simple. He didn't overdo anything. He played much more simple, didn't really try to run past everyone that he sees. And in that way, he played more controlled and we just held the ball for longer. I don't know if that necessarily has to do with the fact that he played on the right or the left, but just kept it simple.
I was just going to say that.
which I enjoyed. It's much better, and all in all,
it fit the team better.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Because
and
we're not a counter-attacking team anyway. Like, we have the possession. There's no need to needlessly lose the ball all the time once you have it. I know he wants to show that he has skill or whatever, but the way that he played against Riza was much more preferable in my opinion.
Yeah, and the whole thing about you saying, the Instagram thing, people were coming out and saying how he was unhappy with Okan Buruk, how he's creating problems in the team. But Yasin, you sent it in the group chat. You sent a video where he celebrates Torreira's goal and he high fives Icardi. So canceling all that out, people saying he had problems with Icardi. What do you think?
I think people don't know what to talk about sometimes.
Yeah,
that's the reality of it. Zaha he's a competitive guy. He's very
really
passionate.
I think that's the
extremely passionate about the game, and you have to think about where he came from too, and his position, his mentality. He was a Premier League star boy for a very long time. He carried a Premier League club for years. Many big clubs were interested in him. Even when he was a free agent, he was being offered loads of money to play at different clubs. He was always that guy. He came to Gala and he was that guy. He was a big challum and all that. People thought it was going to be a guaranteed start. He started the season off well, had some injuries. And all of a sudden, his place wasn't guaranteed because there's other very good players in this team, mainly Kerem, who was playing that position previously to Zaha. And throughout the season, there's been some inconsistencies. So Okan Buruk, being the good coach he is, doesn't just play players because of their name and who they are. He plays them according to how they are playing in the moment and other factors too, how they're doing in training. The only thing, before I go on, that I want to say about Zaha, where I think he was correct and maybe I thought he was done wrongly, I think there was a small stretch of games. I don't recall when it was, not that long ago. He was actually doing okay. And Kerem, this was when Kerem was doing poorly compared to the Kerem that we know previously. And it's like Okan Buruk preferred to keep playing Kerem over Zaha even after those couple stretch of games where Zaha was good and Kerem was bad. And I think that's where we saw Zaha really fall off. That's when I think he got into his head a little bit more than he needed to. And unfortunately, this stuff happens. He's obviously a professional, he's experienced, but this happens to a lot of footballers regardless of their age. It's all about how they come back, and it's all about how Okan Buruk handles this situation. It's about how his teammates include him in, practice and training and, the game going forward. And guys, I don't know about y'all, but we have a very, very good team environment. If one player does something wrong, the way that our coaches, the way that our unit team handles it is good, I think. And the way that the team captains handle it is very good.
Something to point on that, every time I think about it, it's like I hear Okan Buruk saying, it's easy when the team is winning.
Yes. He said this at the end of last season too. Go on.
Yeah, and I think that's also a big part of why everything is still together. I mean, imagine if we lost Europe, we lost the Turkish Cup. Imagine if we lost 2 league games back to back.
Like Beşiktaş.
God, the chaos. Beşiktaş even. And I just don't want to imagine it, but I think we would be talking very differently. And I hate to be the guy to be talking based on the wins. But imagine if we lost today against Rize.
I think you can always say that though, Samet. That I get it, but that goes to show that what Okan Buruk and this team is doing, the decisions that we're making, is correct. They are the right decisions because we're winning. It's trouble, of course. If we lost these games, then the players are gonna be like, Okan Buruk, what the fuck? Zaha's gonna be like, yo, what the fuck? Why am I not playing? But when we do win, regardless of the decision, okay, Okan Buruk, you made the right decision. This player played well, the team won. So that means we're doing something right? Same thing last season. We had moments where some decisions upset some players, some fans, people were questioning Okan Buruk, whatever. But what happened? We won our games, we won the league. How can you question that after the fact, right? Like, who are you and me to decide what he's doing is right or wrong, if he's winning these games, if he's breaking these records, and if we're winning the fucking league. Now again, we've won the last how many Super League games? Some of them in big goal differences. Can you really question Okan Buruk for playing Berkan as center back? Can you question him for playing X player over Y player? You can't.
I think he's doing with what he's got to do, you know? Like, he's do what he's got to do.
Yeah, he said after the game, I played Berkan because I trust him. You know, not to go back to the Berkan topic, but like this applies to a lot of different situations and a lot of different players. So you have to respect it. Of course, when we lose, people question it, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. In a way, it's amazing that we get to play different players in different positions. Kaan Ayhan, Barış Alper, been amazing. Now Berkan is also fulfilling that role.
You know why? Because he actually has a system. When you have a system, doesn't matter which player plays that. As long as he can, you know, utilize and do what he asks within that system, you can put anyone there and they'll play just as well or not make you wish, oh, I wish we had someone else.
Which is contrary to what I've said and what I believe in general. Like, do we have a really good overpowering system? I don't know about that. I don't know, but how can you
say that when you're you're winning 18 back-to-back at home and almost
it comes back to
about to break the record.
It comes back to what we discussed. Yeah, no, for sure there's a success in what he does. But it comes back to what we discussed a few episodes ago with John as well. It's like, I don't like this game style. That's it. It's very personal preference.
Yeah, that's
it.
Fine.
It's good, but it's not for me.
It's very results based, like you said. Like, it doesn't look necessarily pretty or whatever. But I'm also more on the.
But that's what you need these days, Salih.
Like, I mean, I do echo a bit what Samet's saying. Like, as long as we get these results, I'm on the same boat. Like, you know, I'm of course going to be happy and fine with it as well. But I would also say that majority of fans probably don't really or aren't the biggest fan of this playstyle. So when it does hit the fan, I think that's the correct word. I think people will be a bit more questioning versus a team maybe that plays pretty football in a way or very attacking, and then they lose. But again, if you ask me, I'd rather, of course, win and get the silverware and win in an ugly way. I don't care. Like 30% possession,
Mourinho
one shot on goal. Yeah, exactly.
Mourinho way, I know.
With Gala, a bit different. Like, I rather, because I think the difference is maybe compared to some other leagues, bro. Like, Turkish fans are so fucking obnoxious. Like, I really want to win against them, like a Fener or a Beşiktaş or whatever. Especially Fener, because they haven't won in 10 years. What'd you say?
Like, no patience. There's no patience. And, like, imagine if Okan Buruk lost a few games, you know, back to back, you know, and he would be scrutinized. He was scrutinized last season before the Başakşehir and Beşiktaş game, right? And he clutched that under immense pressure. Like, he was going to get sacked if he didn't win those.
Emre, what's up with his contract, Emre?
I don't know. I think this Yönetim is brain dead.
I think he'll be fine. Come on. I don't see him signing anywhere else.
I mean, he came out and publicly said, I want to be putting on the 5th star with Galatasaray. So he's clearly invested.
Should be good.
Otherwise, it could be just a PR statement for him. Who knows? But if they let him go, they'd be idiotic, because I've said this multiple times. I've said he's not. Is he the best manager in the world? No, but he's the manager Galatasaray needs. If we want to see consistent success, you need to have a consistent manager. This is like one of the biggest problems in Turkish football. You'll have like one club. I think Beşiktaş switched like 4 managers in one season. Maybe.
God.
We had Burak and like how is that 2 games, for example.
Yeah, exactly. How is that sustainable? It's not sustainable. But
while they say that's a Turkish problem thing, isn't that also okay? I don't want to.
Mainly a Turkish problem. I know Italian teams do the same thing as well.
No, but I want to say, isn't that also a bit of a like a Gala problem? As in, like, we have elections, we elect our president. If the next president doesn't want him, you know. How are we going to keep him? And it's more short termism. Like, our system is very comparable. I don't know, for example, to like a Barca or whatever. Because how you want to keep yourself in power? Okay, let's go for bigger names and, you know, give him just huge contracts, older people or stuff like that. there's no real long-term thinking. Like I do echo that, and that's
why would you? Majority of the fans are now accepting Okan Buruk as like a big coach. Like, oh, he is our coach, and like the consensus is, he's doing God's work with what he has in his hands. Granted, he still has decent players. He just needs to put them into the right path.
Mm-hmm.
So like if there was a new president, I don't see why he would want to bring anyone else. Okan Buruk is doing fine in this league. He knows this league. He knows how to handle the media, the algo, if you will. Like there's no point. You're just setting yourself up to infinite, criticism from the fans.
Yeah, or criticism.
Yeah, failure. Like why would you do that? So I'm not concerned about that.
Very confident. Like to hear that. Yeah, you never know. I don't know what these presidents, of course, think about what they want to bring. But, I mean, of course, it makes sense. Like, don't fix what's not broken, right? Like, Okan has won last year. We are on course to win, hopefully, of course. This year. Why would you change that? No, that's, of course, very legit.
Like, okay, if you want to look at our European run, was it terrible? Like, it didn't end great, but it started great.
In general, nobody can complain about our European run.
That's
the
what I'm
knockout phase. How many? 16 knockout playoffs that we played to go through all of that, and so all those games, yeah, we were successful.
And like, which manager does amazing in his first season? Like, look, Fatih Terim, we all love Fatih Terim, but when he was with Galatasaray, his first couple years, he did not do good in Europe. So you got to give the team time, the coach time to find the perfect team. I think he wanted to try something new this season, and it just didn't work. And now he's going back to...
It's a bunch of things. It's not just Okan Buruk.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of things.
Got to play
a lot of things.
But let's talk about the goals, Emre. Because in contrary to what me and Salih said about the gameplay, this game was a treat. A treat with beautiful goals. Just amazing. I mean, I think all those missers, all those hitting the post, all that bad luck came into good luck in this game. Yeah. And they all came in this game because the first goal by my boy Keun. I need a good nickname for Derek because Keun is not doing it for me. Boy was something else.
But such a boy.
Keun. Yeah. But yeah, amazing goal. Outside of the box. I think Boye has a goal like that as well. Very similar one.
I think I remember that.
I think so. I didn't remember which game it was. It was either in Europe or in the league. But in any case, great game he had as well. I don't think there was anything, no issues on his side, especially. I think he defended very well. What was the second goal again?
Torreira's first goal.
Yep.
Oh, first goal. Not a pretty one, but finally he's getting them in because Okan Buruk said he is scoring them in trainings, but first one in a real game finally. And then the third one was
Daya. What a goal.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen the quality before. He's tried it before, those hard shots from a distance. But now he's putting them in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I want someone just on Daya itself. I want someone to, you know that meme like apology letter, I didn't quite see your game type thing.
Yeah.
The Shaq meme?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I slacked like Kerem Demirbay, like I would say pretty off in the beginning of the season. Again, I wasn't there for
Everybody
a huge portion.
Wow, we said he needed time. I think we said we needed time.
No, I was really...
Especially Yasin said, look, this guy was valued very high in German Bundesliga. Obviously, there's something to him, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and he's starting to show that.
That's true. It's just
a bit late.
What I feel like in the beginning of the season, which he doesn't have to do as much, like defensively, he looked really, really bad in these first few games. But like attack-wise, I never thought he was like bad or anything. And this game, my God, like that first goal, how he loaded up his shot, like the technique behind it. I just, for some reason, I knew it would fly in. Boy, did it fly in. That was a really good goal. But yeah. So he scored once and then he did again, right? After.
Mm-hmm.
The fourth goal, was it the fourth
yes,
one?
Again.
Yeah.
Mirbay.
All in the first half.
Yeah. All in the first half. Crazy. And then who did the fifth one?
Same guy.
Penalty.
But it was a penalty, and there was some confusion about who's going to take him because, like you said, Yasin, the fans called for Muslera to take it. 400 game, please take it. Mm-hmm. And in the end, was it Mauro Icardi that said Kerem should take it to give him the hat trick?
Yeah,
I guess so, right? He's the penalty taker. It's what he says. What everybody else says doesn't matter. If Icardi wants to take the penalty, he takes a penalty. If he wants to give it to somebody else, he's the one making that decision. So huge respect to Icardi. And there were fans that were actually upset that he did that because, as we all know, and sometimes joke around, Icardi has not been in his usual form in terms of scoring goals. Apart from penalties, obviously he's had a couple goals that were wrongfully, in my opinion, taken away because of offsides or fouls and things like that.
Yeah,
there's nothing you can do about that. But on paper and the general alga is that he's just not been scoring goals apart from penalties. But people still want him to take this just to get his confidence up. There was a little bit of a stretch where people were, wondering if he's maybe upset about something, if there's something wrong with Icardi. So it's been a weird stretch of time, and people thought he needed this. So to see him do that was, I think,
class.
Really nice, really, really class, just very respectful. And as Mirbay said after the game, he said, more than my hat trick, this goes to show you how well knit together this team is, how much of a leader Icardi is, and this is what being a team is all about. So I love that. I loved every fucking moment of that, and it was even great to see Icardi pass that goal opportunity up to then score one, before he came off as a sub later in the game. So just amazing little bit of events there.
Mm-hmm. Turned out to be totally something else than I expected Icardi. Really, his character, his abilities, I completely thought differently of him. I mean, especially if you go with a woman of your teammate. But yeah. Yeah, didn't think of him like this at all. But he's turned out to be an amazing person.
Yeah.
The question I was going to ask is, do you think I don't think he's performing less. I think he has the stats for a striker, still very good stats. And yeah, recently he hasn't been scoring, but is that due to himself, or is that due to the game he's playing, or Okan Buruk instructed him differently?
He played well this game. I don't even know what people are saying. He played well. I
think he's not scoring. That's what
I mean, how many
saying.
Positions are we actually getting into? Set plays, not many. Our wings, we haven't touched on Kerem. Kerem was absolutely horrible this game. Oh my God. The amount of misplaced passes was ridiculous. May as well be down a man. That's how bad he was.
Yeah. I'm not going to talk about this. You guys are giving a hard time on Kerem, in my opinion.
Look, I love Kerem. I have his shirt, bro. Don't get me started. Yeah. But he was just so bad today. I don't understand what's going on with him. And he's... the pressure is kind of off of him. I think the fans are starting to calm down, ease down on him. But mentally, I think he's just not in a good place now.
Well, I mean, what do you think of Mertens then? He also didn't do that well then.
Really? See, what do you mean? In terms of creativity, I've always said Mertens is not enough. I said we always needed a real number 10.
Because in my opinion, both Mertens and Kerem did very good job this game, even though they didn't score or do wonders in the statistics. They control the game, in my opinion, with their pressing all the time.
Okay, yeah, Kerem does press well. That I can't deny.
Yeah, but that's a crucial part of our game as well.
But he can't, the passes, that's the main problem. He can't really lay it off to
you asked me about Icardi.
It's like Berkan.
Yeah, you asked me about why Icardi can't score, and I'm telling you, it's because your wingers are not performing. Is he performing elsewhere?
But is it...
Yes.
Is it because he's not a fox in the box type of striker, what he's doing now, and more like a Giroud? I don't know.
You mean like a connector? for the
playmaker.
team.
Yeah, because I've seen that difference a lot. I don't know what you think about that.
Well, because they can't get the ball to him. He's like, all right, if I can't get the ball in here, I may as well go to the ball myself and try to get my team to play out the back.
Is it because he's doing that, or is it deliberate by Okan? Or
I feel like I feel like he has the quality. I mean, we see it. I think he's a good playmaker. He indeed drops
he has
deep.
good vision.
Yeah, like he has the experience. You can see that. I think most of the passes that he like gives to either Kerem or whoever's on the wing, like Zaha or Barış, whatever, they're good. But it's also true, like what Emre says, is the service that he's getting. Yeah, it's not really great. So he's doing the Falcao. Remember a few years back where he like comes in deep just to get the ball. But is that bad? I wouldn't say so, because if we did have a fox in a box and we had the same play style, well, then we're 2 men down because we don't have Kerem who's performing and
Jagne.
Exactly, someone up front who can't do anything, you know. So I'd rather have this.
Zaha doesn't do anything that we like want that would connect the ball to Icardi. By the time he gets near the box, he's just completely he shoots himself, or Icardi's completely marked. How did Icardi score this game? Ziyech is like what you need.
So good.
Yeah.
So
Look,
good.
but no, everything started with Ziyech. And like Tete was in the middle. He wasn't in the right. He was not on the right wing. He was like in the middle. Ziyech passed to Tete, and Tete passed to Icardi. But honestly, Tete would not make, like, he wouldn't be. I want to see him at number 10. Crazy thought, but I would want to see him there.
Well, you called out Barış Alper, so I'll believe you on this.
Right? I was gonna say, I don't think what Emre says anymore is crazy. You can't call him crazy until it doesn't work.
I know.
I just want to quickly touch on that too, like the whole Icardi situation. I think all of you guys are correct in some way, somehow, because I
bonding over here as well. I
agree that with Samet in that he was more of a fox in the box previously, and in terms of whether that's how he wants to play or that's how Okan Buruk is instructing him, I think that's just what he's left to do. Like, he doesn't really have much of a choice here because we just are not supplying him when he does make those fox in the box runs for quite a bit of the season. And I think he sees that. He gets frustrated with that, especially I want to say about a third way into the season. You really start to see his frustrations in his physical, demeanor. He gets upset. It's not that he gets like really terribly angry or mad at his teammates, but just like frustrated that he doesn't get the ball. And as a result, a player like Icardi, who wants to be involved, who wants to help the team, he's like, okay, if this is not going to work, let me do something else. And we've seen him do those other things very good. Like, come back, those one-touch passes, outside the boot passes, through balls. Like, he does it all. Like, if you throw him into number 10, I'm sure he can do just as good of a job in terms of passing and distributing the ball as maybe Mertens does. Maybe he might not have like that individual skill and whatnot, or the pressing, but he'll have that vision. So he's trying to contribute some way, somehow. And in the process of this, I think he's sort of lost that natural instinct, like that form to get into the right positions when they're needed every single time now. Because there was one position where Kerem made a run on the right side. There was a through ball and he crossed it one time immediately into the box, which was a really nice pass. It was like one of those like hard, low passes / crosses. And Icardi was just not in the right spot at the right time. And I think that's just because he maybe didn't expect it. You just probably didn't expect Kerem to make that nice of a cross in the right spot. Otherwise, I think Icardi last season is right there at the right time, at the right place to one touch that into the back of the net. Except we didn't see it this time because Icardi is not used to getting those passes. So it's a mixture of all of it. But long story short, I'm just glad that he's still doing something to be involved in the play. He's still celebrating with everybody. He's still trying his best to contribute to the team, and that's what you want from your striker. Even when he's not getting the delivery, he's still doing his best to make an impact. So kudos to him.
Yeah, he looks happy again as well.
Yeah.
Do we know why he was unhappy, by the way?
No. Wanda wasn't doing good, apparently. Like, something with Wanda. Had nothing to do with the team.
I'm really, I don't know, man.
I saw other rumors too. Like someone's laughing, and I understand his laughter because we just fucking see different things all the time. I saw another rumor. It was like apparently Icardi was upset because of all the slander that his buddy Kerem was getting, right? Like Kerem was getting a lot of shit on. So that's another rumor, which also kind of makes sense. Like Icardi.
No, it's dumb.
It's dumb, but like it's not far fetched, bro. Like.
No, why would he be so affected by Kerem getting slandered?
They are really close, apparently.
They're close. He respects Kerem, man. That's not like I'm not overselling.
I don't know how close they can be, like without the language. There's a language.
I guess
barrier.
Of course.
Slander is a normal thing. Maybe that's why.
Maybe.
Also, if he's upset about his wife, I don't know, man, how sick she is. Because if you have leukemia, you're hooked up to a machine or. Like at least you go bald a bit or something like that.
Yeah,
you get treatment. I don't know.
Samet, you don't know what stage it is, what kind of treatment.
I don't know. Of course.
The whole Kerem thing.
I'm not judging.
Think about it from his perspective. This is Icardi. What happened with him in Inter between the Inter fans? So he knows exactly how it feels to be booed and criticized by fans. When you
no, it's not it. I mean? No, please don't go. That's not it. Come on, that's so dumb. That's not it.
I'm saying it's not as far fetched.
No, it's
even
far-fetched.
okay. One of the games, Icardi wasn't doing his usual celebration. Kerem goes up to him and be like, "Yo, do it. Come on, do it for the fans." And he's like, "All right, I'm
gonna ask him.
Yeah, go ahead, ask him.
I will when I'm in the game. Why were you unhappy? It's like the biggest mystery to me.
It doesn't matter, guys. At the end of the day, there seems to be a common theme here, right? It's not just between us but fans. Shit happens, man. Yeah. Fucking players get upset. They have their own personal lives. We miss a couple episodes. They have their own things. People have lives, right? Like obviously we don't get paid for this, and they get paid millions. I'm not directly comparing it, but like
yeah, big difference, bro.
People go through shit. They have personal lives. They have good form, bad form. They are they're maybe slightly injured, and we don't see it, right? Like not everything makes its way onto Twitter and Instagram, right? Not every reporter catches every little detail of what's going on behind the scenes. We don't know what's going on between Okan Buruk and X player or Y player. So things happen. But what's important is that the team stays together. They support each other. And the guy that's ahead of the team, Okan Buruk, properly like speaks on this, right? After the game, before the game, how he handles himself on the pitch, on the sidelines. Are all those things fine? In my opinion, yes, more than fine. I'm seeing
something was wrong with Oliveira.
Yes, that's another issue.
Did you hear? Because after his injury, basically he did the bench press too hard and broke his chest. Nothing was wrong, and then I heard like they made up again. I'm like, okay, was there something between Oliveira and the team? But apparently there was. Do you know about that?
Between Oliveira and Okan Buruk, apparently. I think this was maybe after the Karagümrük game or Kasımpaşa game. I don't recall. Apparently he was not happy with himself being subbed off or not the amount of minutes he played. I'm not sure what exactly happened, but there was an issue between Okan Buruk and Sergio. And
apparently he didn't shake his hand coming out when he was getting subbed out.
Maybe that. That's what I heard. But the point is, again, there was an issue.
They fixed it.
There was an issue and they fixed it. And
apparently he apologized.
He apologized, and apparently Martins and Icardi were both involved in speaking to Sergio and
of course
letting him know, let's move on. We're a team. Let's fucking unite and move forward. Let's move past this. And that's what I'm talking about. That the team and the captains in the team supportive of each other. Okan Buruk standing his ground. People questioned whether he's a big team coach and all that stuff. He's a Galatasaray product. He lived through, our biggest victories, our most important trophies in the past under big managers. He understands this shit. And he calls this shit out too as he sees it. I forget exactly what he said, but I think he was calling out Zaha previously, not that long ago, saying, hey, look, no, there's no player bigger than the team. Nothing is granted and whatnot. I'm not going to, don't quote me, but he said something along these lines, which I highly respected. And last year, Gomis, do you guys remember that? Gomis was not happy with his minutes. He was playing, I think, as third striker behind Barış when he thought he was going to be the number 2 striker. He was not happy about it. Of course, Gomis, the man he is, the goal scorer he is, of course he's gonna have an ego, and he was not upset. He was upset about it. There was an issue, and we got it resolved because we are Gala. We have supportive fans, a supportive environment internally, and we fucking fix these problems. We don't turn into chaos like some other teams. So that's something to be proud of. And as long as we don't forget that identity, as long as we don't lose that identity, I have full trust in essentially everything getting sorted some way, somehow.
Yeah. I agree.
So slowly rounding up, wrapping up. Any other last points about the game?
I think I'm good on the game so far. I think we covered most of it.
I do have one question for you guys. If Salih, you don't have anything.
No, I don't. I don't think so.
Do you guys, Muslera will stay?
Yeah.
No.
No?
I don't think so. No.
Why?
Emre? No, I want to hear Emre and Salih.
I mean,
you think he will stay?
Why wouldn't he stay if we offer him a decent contract?
Okay. Salih?
Good question. Is this, will I think he stays or do I want him to stay?
You can comment on both.
Well, for now, I want him to stay, but will he actually stay? Mm-hmm. I'm also not 100% sure, honestly. Like, I've heard that there's quite a disparity.
He's greedy.
Yeah, in terms of the contract of what he wants and what we offer against based on, like, tweets and etc. I see, but
we can't, for me, the main point is we can't go around it. He's a greedy Argentinian boy.
Uruguayan? Oh my God,
Uruguayan.
Yeah, just a misnationalized legend, but go ahead.
Samet, you are fucking up to unprecedented levels today, but go on.
I know. I was eating, what's it called?
You can't give me shit anymore after that.
I was eating halal, guys, in the meantime as well. It's called Kapslan over here. But yeah, no, the main thing is he's a greedy Uruguayan boy. So I don't think we'll give him the contract he wants and he'll go back to Argentina.
But you don't know what happens with the new unit
Uruguay.
Team, like, it's a bit, I don't know, it's a bit weird situation.
But yeah, I do want him to stay.
I think I see what you're saying, Samet, with, like, you know, I think Muslera does like his money. I mean, who doesn't, right? But I think...
Yeah, but he likes it too much, man. Like, he's making youngsters pay.
Well, you know why?
For his dinner.
He just lost a ton of money. So...
To who? Oh, wait.
Why?
Someone in Greece.
To that bank.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
Damn, bro.
Yeah.
He's got to be sour about that shit, man. I would be too.
Oh, especially Muslera. Like you know, everyone knows that greedy friend, you know?
Yeah,
everyone
Samet.
has that one greedy friend. Nah, come on. Really?
Yeah.
Really? Am I that guy?
No,
holy shit.
No, you love your you
God.
love your money, but you're not greedy.
No, dude. But yeah, Muslera is that guy, man. He'll ask you for his 5 cents the day after.
You just make him Dutch, but okay.
Listen. Let's say that's true. The reason why I think he stays is because he still has a lot of friends, close friends and relationships at this club that have contracts.
His wife and children are in Uruguay, Argentina already.
Are they?
Yeah, they're living there for a while now.
All right, so he can continue to stay in Istanbul then. My point is, like, Icardi's here. You know, Torreira just signed an extension, apparently. That's not official yet, but according to a lot of sources, he signed an extension. Torreira himself said, I'm very happy here. I'm here because Muslera brought me here. Like, I think there's a lot of stuff that's going well for him to want to leave. Like, if let's say we were not doing well, we're in one of those, like, random, like, 7th, 8th place seasons, and he might be like, all right, you know what, it's time for me to change. Maybe it'll be for the benefit of the club for them to change too. If, like, the Yabancı Kurala got more strict, you know, he might be like, okay, it benefits the team and all that crap. But that's not the situation. Like, I hope he stays. Yeah. I think I'm also being, like, I'm a little biased here. I just don't want him to leave, so I don't think he'll leave. But we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
He's still playing well, isn't he? Like, is there a reason not to pay him?
Oh, yes.
I mean, he's up there in stats, so...
Yeah.
He's good.
Like, funnily enough,
for sure.
If I do have to say on his performance, funnily enough, I find him like better in the league itself, but in Europe, I did find him a bit, questionable sometimes with the saves in the Champions League. But in the league itself, like, I feel like he improved compared to last year. I have more confidence in him in goal.
Yeah, I think he's still he's still GOAT. if you compare to other.
Yeah, of course, he's the Argentinian GOAT. But yeah,
I know. All right, I'm rusty, so I'm gonna ask one of you guys to close off.
All right, so this has been episode 82 of the Lion's Den. We thank you guys for joining. We apologize again for the long, interlude between the last episode and now. But if you guys want to give us feedback, you can find us at the Lion's Den GS on Twitter and Instagram. We love you guys.
Yeah.
You guys are in our hearts. And we do this for you, the community, for the fans, by the fans. Till the next one, take care and peace out.
Nice.
Bye.
Peace out.